Hi everybody, my name's Karen Warren and this is an introduction to the strength of introversion. I'm going to talk you through my background and work history to explain why I think it's so important to support more introverted people to recognise and value their strengths. My career started working for a high street bank down in Cornwall. I had grown up in and around Plymouth, so if you recognise a West Country twang to my accent, that will be why. I worked in the branch for 7 years and then moved up to the bank's IT centre in Cheshire, and I've lived in the northwest ever since. A number of roles within the bank included aspects of line management, and I really enjoyed that part of my job, to support people in reviewing their development, sometimes having very honest conversations and challenging people's performance, and then also to support development into moving into other roles and promotions. After 14 years in the bank, it was very much time for a change for me, and I had trained as a stress manager and so set up as a self-employed stress manager. And after a period of time, I realised that with just one exception, all of my clients were more introverted people. Some were more extroverted introverts like me, but actually we shared that more quiet, introspective quality, and we looked to internally to find our solutions, which then often meant that we were quite self-critical, we worry a lot. So I found much of my work with these clients was building their self-awareness, talking about the strengths of introversion, the things that they were actually really, really good at, which they would struggle to tell me. They would very readily tell me about the things that they couldn't do. But one lady actually burst into tears when I tried to ask her to tell me the things that she was good at. So building people's self-awareness then links into their self-confidence and self-esteem, and that helped people unpick some of the stressful situations they were in, and then to also communicate differently and influence their relationships differently, which was great. The stress management work was never going to be enough to give me a full-time income, and so I started to teach alongside the stress management work. And I worked in a number of environments to include workplace environments, and I worked with unemployed adults and also young offenders. Unemployed adults particularly, I think, had lost their self-confidence and self-esteem, so there were very much themes again for me in the type of work that I was doing to support people's development. And with young offenders, again, it was important to try and give them a voice and to make them feel more confident in that voice. Working with young offenders in that prison environment is difficult, and I found that was too difficult for me to continue. So I left the prison environment and then started as a temp working for the local fire service. I got taken on and was working in their community safety department, and the fire service focused on the delivery of home safety assessments, which gives fire safety advice to local homeowners. They also focus their work towards more older and vulnerable people, to include the survivors of domestic abuse. So again, it felt really great to be part of a team that was facilitating the delivery of fire safety advice to make people safer in their homes. I was made redundant from the fire service, so I took some time out and I travelled, which was really great. And then I came back and started as a temp in the NHS, again got taken on. And it was really, really good to see the different aspects of the NHS, to include primary care, the GP practices, secondary care, the hospitals and other support services, and also the different political aspects of the NHS. There are some amazing people that work there. It's a great environment. And my last role there was as an organisational development manager for 2 years, which linked me back into one-to-one coaching with people, which then linked me into these people are more introverted typically, they worry, they're quite self-critical, and actually I can help them build their self-awareness, their self-esteem and self-confidence to deal with things slightly differently. I'm never going to make a more introverted person an egomaniac, because we question ourselves all of the time, which is good. We monitor ourselves. But actually it's a great thing to be able to help people feel more confident and communicate more assertively and just be really proud about who they are. I've now taken the decision to leave the NHS and I've set up as a self-employed personal development specialist, And my passion really is about the strength of introversion and how I communicate that to people. How I get more introverted people to recognise and value their strengths and really believe that there is strength in introversion. So the Strength of Introversion online is a series of videos, 8 videos. This is the first. And the first 4 videos are free to view. The next video is about stress management. The third one is about an introduction to the personality types, so you can see what your personality type might be. And then the fourth is an introduction talking more about the detail of the strength of introversion and what the rest of the programme looks like. The second set of 4 videos are pay to view. 2 are around the strength of introversion. The 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th is about managing our introversion. So that talks about communication, talks about anxiety and how we can manage our anxiety. And then the 8th is around confidence for inner strength and how we can just build that sort of quiet, effective confidence that we can have an inner belief in ourselves. All of the details of the videos are on my website, which is kw-innerstrength.com. And you can see more details of what's included in each video. Thank you for listening to my introduction, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.